What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Birds vs. Boys Dallas Cowboys Week 13 reaction pod with me, KMess. And if you are wondering if that's a Notre Dame symbol, it is. Shout out to my guy, Marcus Freeman. Amazing hire by the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. But that's a talk for a different show. This show, we are focusing on the Cowboys' victory in New Orleans on Thursday night, their first December win of the season. They went down to Bourbon Street and got the victory 27-17 against a very banged up Saints team. Now, this game needed to be a quote unquote get right game for the Cowboys, and kind of was, kind of wasn't, right? There was some good, there was some bad, and there was some ugly. Now they were without their head coach in this one, right? Mike McCarthy was not there. Dan Quinn stepped in, and Dan Quinn has been a head coach in this league. Dan Quinn brought a team to the Super Bowl as a head coach. He is a very competent leader. You can actually see how much this team loves him, rallies around him. But I think Dan Quinn was put into a couple sticky situations in this game in terms of handling Kellen Moore and the offense, right? Because Dan Quinn is the interim coach, but as soon as Mike McCarthy's back, Dan Quinn goes back to the defensive coordinator. Kellen Moore stays the offensive coordinator, and they're on equal footing. So it was hard for Dan Quinn to be able to coach and discipline, I guess you could say, Kellen Moore in this one. So it's not like Kellen throws two straight pass plays at the end of the game when they're trying to run out the clock, incomplete, incomplete. And then Dan Quinn can go over there and be like, dude, what's going on here? Because then 3 weeks later, if the defense does something, Kellen can come right back. So it was a sticky situation, but he handled it well. There was some clock management issues, but there always is with this team, right? That drive at the end of the first half, they had all three timeouts. They ended up having to kick a field goal. Time was running out. Did not handle that drive perfectly, but hey, started on the 4-yard line after that amazing interception by Jayron Kearse. They were able to go all the way down to the field, get to the 7-yard line, but then, of course, in the red zone, there was a holding penalty. Unfortunately, that one was by Tyron Smith, but they were able to get points there, which was big. So I said there was good. I said there was bad. I said there was ugly. Where should we start? I guess we could start with the good. The defense, outside of letting Taysom Hill kind of run all over them, and he passed kind of all over them as well. He threw for 264 yards in this game. A lot of them obviously were short screens, and there was a 70-yard touchdown at the end when this game was kind of already out of hand. Cowboys were up 17. It was right after the Carlos Watkins interception return. The defense was kind of feeling itself, and a missed tackle there by Trayvon Diggs, and he was off to the races. So that padded his stats there. But the good was the 4 turnovers, right? I mentioned Jayron Kearse had an absolutely amazing catch on the sideline for an interception. Damontae KZ, noted friend of Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, if you saw his DUI video, got a pick. Carlos Watkins, as I mentioned, a big man interception. What hands, great hands. And he took it all the way back for the touchdown. We love big man touchdowns. And then Trayvon Diggs, right? His 9th interception on the season. So the team was doing what they do. They're second in the league in interceptions, which is mind-boggling to me. They have 23 turnovers. That's not what we're used to seeing here in Dallas in a defense. And that's Dan Quinn, right? That's the aggressive style that this defense is playing. And it's something we're not used to, but it's something we absolutely love as Cowboys fans and people that cover this team. So that was good, the interceptions. One thing that was great for me was how much Demarcus Lawrence was on the field. 50% of the snaps, it seemed like, on defense. And he was involved early and often in this game. He was disruptive. He was rushing from the inside. He was rushing from the outside, which I love to see, because now that Demarcus Lawrence is back, Randy Gregory is coming back against Washington next week, and all sights are pointed that Neville Gallimore will be back next week as well. So that'll give you that entire defensive line that we were hoping for this entire season. Demarcus Lawrence, Randy Gregory, Neville Gallimore, and then you throw in there Oso Odigizua, who's been playing very well, Quinton Bohanna, and then that guy, Micah Parsons, who is a linebacker, but really he's a pass rusher. Got his 10th sack of the season last night. He's going from possible defensive rookie of the year to possible defensive player of the year. The way he was able to accelerate on that 3rd and 2 play and sack Taysom Hill all the way back at the 40 to prevent the Saints from going for it on 4th down, which Sean Payton was going to if it was 4th and 2. Just unbelievable. And all of this makes me so excited to see what Dan Quinn's going to bring with this defensive line, because you can put Randy Gregory on one edge, Micah Parsons on the other, Neville Gallimore in the middle, and then also Demarcus Lawrence right next to Micah Parsons, all rushing together. And that's kill the quarterback. That's what that is. And that's going to bring more turnovers to the back end of this defense. And it's going to be nothing but excitement if these guys play to the level that they can play to, should play to, and stay healthy. Another good for me was Anthony Brown. Obviously, we all saw what happened to him on Thanksgiving with the pass interference penalties, 5 of them, the one in overtime that basically iced the game for the Raiders. He bounced back big in this game. He was one of those guys where they say, you have to forget the play immediately. Well, he definitely forgot all those plays in that entire game last week because he was playing aggressively. Calls that may have been pass interference called last week were not called in this game. And that shows you the volatility also with these referees this season. Most seasons, I guess you could say, but with social media and camera angles and everything that we have with technology these days, the refs are so even more scrutinized. But I was very happy to see the way he bounced back in this game and was able to stand up. And then Jordan Lewis, right? He had a couple great plays in this game in the run defense as well, where he tripped up Mark Ingram towards the end of this game, right on the line of scrimmage where there was a hole there. If Ingram gets past him, he could be going for 10, 15 yards. Jordan Lewis always seems to show up in New Orleans, right? He had that interception on Drew Brees in 2018 to ice the game. He was one-on-one with Alvin Kamara all in that game, and now he comes up big again in this game. So love the play of the whole secondary. I mean, Jayron Kearse, they need to re-sign Jayron Kearse immediately. He is one of the best box safeties in this entire league, and he has much more range than you would even expect. I can't wait again once this whole defensive line is here, and then you can play Jayron Kearse up in the box, kind of how Jamal Adams plays. And then you have your 2 free safeties high in the back with DeMonte Kazee and Malik Hooker. I mean, the possibilities are endless once this entire defense is fully healthy. And then who knows what we're going to get from a rookie like Calvin Joseph later in the year. It's just, there's so many possibilities. So that's the good on the defense. On the offensive side, I mean, Michael Gallup's feet are just incredible. His presence on the sideline, knowing where he is at all times, and to place his feet down, his touchdown in the corner of the end zone. I mean, you knew it was good live. I didn't even need the replay to show me it was good. I just wanted the replay to keep watching it over and over in slow motion to show truly how amazing it was. But there was no question if he was in or out. He was fully in. And that's a normal play for Michael Gallup. And it shows you how good these 3 receivers are when they're all together, right? Gallup may not be a number 1. We kind of saw that in the 2 games where Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb were out. But in his spot, he is unbelievable, especially when he has the presence of the other guys. And the other guys looked good too. There was some wrinkling, right, of CeeDee Lamb on the line of scrimmage, not knowing the play, not on the same page with Kellen Moore and Dak. And we've seen that before. Him in the slot putting his hand up like I don't know the play. And there was a couple times where that was an issue, obviously on that fourth and go, where it should have been a touchdown. CeeDee looked outside. Dak thought he was going to go inside, missed him. If they're on the same page there, that's an easy touchdown. And this may be a runaway game for the Cowboys, and we're not sweating at all. Like we were sweating just a little bit. And then, however, CeeDee's cut that 33-yard screen all the way down to the 1-yard line where he ended Malcolm Jenkins' career almost. Just it shows you his potential, his athleticism. That ball that Dak, that dime fit right in there where CeeDee didn't even know it was coming. And just the first down to the 50 was just unbelievable. And then there's Amari. I'm not going to talk about his vaccination status. I do think he let the team down, missing 2 games. Jerry Jones was not going to allow Amari Cooper to miss this game, but we knew before the game that he was going to be in the field, mainly third downs and red zone, and that's what it was. But he came up with a massive 40-yard catch that sparked this offense. And they're only going to grow on this, right? Having all 3 of these guys together. If they can stay healthy, they get the mini bye now before heading to Washington. Amari can hopefully get his lungs. They can rest their legs and bring on the NFC East opponents to end this season. And then obviously Arizona. Dak, there was good, there was bad, right? He looked good in the first half. And then what's going on in the second half? And that's kind of also Kellen Moore. This offense went 6 straight 3-and-outs in the second half when they had the lead. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable to be running up the gut continuously on 2nd and 10 with a banged up Zeke. I mean, why, Kellen? I thought Jason Garrett got fired. Now, is that Kellen? Is Dak checking into these runs? We don't really know, but I since we don't know, the onus has to go on Kellen Moore, right? The boy genius. He was such a hot commodity earlier in the season, and now it's like, does he even have a chance to leave to be a head coach? Probably not. So he needs to dive back into the bag of tricks, because I think this was the worst offensive game plan that I have seen under Kellen Moore as an offensive coordinator. The continuously hitting their head on the wall, trying to run it up the gut, needing to get that dive play in every series, not running, refusing to run on the edge. But then when they do run on the edge with who should be their RB1 right now in Pollard, he hits it for a 58-yard touchdown and then abandons it again. It's just, they do things continuously that make you scratch your head and make you think, why? Like on 2nd and 7 towards the end of the game, you split Zeke out wide, who it took him 5 minutes to just get out to the position because of his knee injury. And then they run a slant against Marshawn Lattimore with him to make it then 3rd and 7. Why? What I would love to get into the head of Kellen Moore and Dak Prescott to think, why? If you're going to run that play, run it with CeeDee, run it with Amari, run it with Pollard. Hell, I'd rather see Malik Turner running that route than a banged up Ezekiel Elliott. It just makes no sense to me. And Zeke, we love you, man. We know you're tough as nails, but you got to sit down for a little bit. If that means the Cowboys forcing IR on him and he misses 3 games, because that's the only way he's going to sit down, and then they can have him hopefully healthier for the Arizona game, the Eagles game, and into the playoffs, that's what they got to do, because he's just not right. I know he got that 10-yard run at the end of the game to get the first down for the kneel downs, and he had one nice run on the outside that got a first down. Hey, look at that, a run on the edge also that worked. But he's just not himself. And the offense needs to find itself. This offensive line is not moving people off the ball. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if they're getting older. I don't know if just the interior of this line is just not good enough, just not strong enough. Besides, obviously, Zach Martin. Things need to be fixed. This does not look like a team that's going to be there on championship weekend. This is not the team that we saw earlier in the season. And I don't want to say that, see, here we go again. Same old Cowboys. Amazing talent on paper. They show up in September and October, and then November, December roll around, and it's the same old Cowboys. I'm not going there yet. I'm not hitting the panic button. They're 8-4. They're leading this division by 2.5 games. Go handle your business the rest of the season. Go handle the NFC East games. Put yourself up against the Arizona Cardinals in Week 17, one of the best teams in the NFC, one of the best teams in the entire league, and see if you can go toe-to-toe with them. Beat them, get your swagger back, and let's go, okay? I'm very happy with the win. It's hard to get wins, especially in December, especially on the road in a hostile environment against a good defense. Okay. Yes, everybody's saying, oh, the Saints are depleted. They didn't have their tackles. They didn't have Kamara. They didn't have Davenport. Yeah, well, they had Lattimore. They had those run stoppers. They're one of the best run stopping defenses in the league and playing in the Superdome, even though there were a ton of Cowboy fans in this game. And Jerry Jones was showing that on Bourbon Street. A win is a win is a win, and I will take it, and I will sprint home with it. But there's things that need to be fixed. Hopefully, Dak can look more comfortable. Hopefully, Amari gets his lungs back. As Zeke gets healthy, this defensive line starts really getting after the quarterback, and then we can talk about this team in the playoffs. But right now, you take the 8th win, you thank the football gods, and you take the mini bye, and you say thank you. Because it is a great feeling heading into a weekend, already having your team won. Now you can enjoy Sunday football. You can enjoy all day Friday night and Saturday with the college championship games, and you're not worrying about the Cowboy game. So that is a very good thing. They're going to get Mike McCarthy back. I think they really need Joe Philbin back, the offensive line coach. I think that is something that's been plaguing them the last couple of weeks with the offensive line. He is an unbelievable coach, used to be a head coach. Getting him back will help with continuity, will help with in-game adjustments, and hopefully will, in turn, give Dak more confidence and help this running game out. So I am very happy with the win, obviously. 8-4 is a great place to be after 13 weeks of an NFL season. Getting healthier, like we said, going to get Randy Gregory back, going to get Neville Gallimore back. Demarcus Lawrence is only going to get better, only going to get stronger physically and in football shape. And Micah Parsons is just a freak. And like I said, the back end, Diggs is balling. Anthony Brown played well. Jayron Kearse is a dog. This team has the pieces. They have the pieces to play really, really, really good football. They just don't always do it. And that's the problem. So hopefully with this mini bye heading into Washington against another good defense, they can figure it out and look like they did against Atlanta, but only better with more defensive pieces back. So take the win, be happy, but at the same time, there's still questions there, and that's okay. You don't always have to support your team 100%. Be like, oh, them Cowboys, they look great. No, they didn't look great the whole game. The defense was getting shredded by Taysom Hill when you knew it was coming. The offense, 6 straight 3-and-outs. With that kind of firepower, it's just unacceptable. So take the win, go home, enjoy the weekend, enjoy the 10 days of being able to relax from this team and go take on Washington and win another NFC East opponent. Win that game. Just give yourself a little more breathing room in the division. So Aiden will be giving you the recap of the Eagles game after they play the Jets. If you want to watch that, probably not, because if you're watching this, chances are you're part of the Cowboys crew of Birds vs. Boys. But then our entire episode will drop Thursday. Looking forward to week 14. We may have a guest. Don't want to drop it yet. But again, thank you to Ari Temkin, the host of the Dallas Cowboys pre- and post-game show on 105.3, The Fan, who joined me on our previous episode this past week. Go check that out on Spotify, on Apple, right here on YouTube if you're watching. Check out our past episodes as well as follow us on Twitter, Birds vs. Boys Pod, on Instagram and on TikTok as well. We will be dropping another full episode this Thursday coming up. But the Cowboys win 27-17. They move to 8-4. We're on to Washington.